I've discussed this, and my recommendation is from this meeting forward, there are no more discussions with specifics, other than if there is a violation, they are to be referred to the appropriate person for them to handle outside of a township committee meeting. That's my suggestion. Because we're getting in areas that I'm uncomfortable with.
Yeah, and listen, this is for your folks' benefit, because like I mentioned previously, we don't want to mess up the process by having this all occur in a public forum. And so I think you just need to appreciate that. I understand your concern, I really do. And the timing, you know, that time is of the essence on this. But we have to work within what Mr. Torriello said, the time limits that we afford to all residents.
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with you, Joe, that you said. The two issues, one was the violation, which this is the first I learned something was done about it, other than something being sent to the DEP. So that was the first for me to learn that. Second, something Jack brought up with respect to animal cruelty, not the issue with the lambs, but the issue with the Pyrenees. If you read the report from Murphy itself, it says that he was going to go back and check with the vet.
Okay.
He never did. Never went back. Go back and read that report.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, I will come back here and say I made an error. He did not, to the best of our knowledge, at least as we've read the report, did not go back, check with the vet. What he was told was the dogs were sent to a vet somewhere in Lancaster County.
Okay.
And
Okay.
there was never any follow-up, no paperwork that was provided that we're aware of. And we know this through another agency who was
Okay.
also investigating this.
All right, so I'm going to have a conversation with the chief and with Officer Murphy, and let's see if we can't find out exactly what happened in this particular instance. And I'm obviously going to ask whether or not he wants to continue being the animal control officer. Perhaps he doesn't want to do that any longer. So I will find out, I will investigate it, and hopefully we can come to a resolution.
Sound good? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Ma'am?
Mine is really, looking up here. Just-
Please, if you don't mind.
It's just a short question. Not about that property, nothing in particular. So at the last meeting.
Sorry, your name.
Oh, sorry. Ellen Labatt, Seabrook Road. So at the last meeting, the Agricultural Advisory Committee was supposed to gonna give a review about the livestock head count ordinance, but they didn't have their meeting, so you weren't able to talk about it at the last meeting. So I just wanted to know if anything, you were gonna follow up and find
Yeah.
out if they had their meeting.
Am I blowing anything up by talking about this?
I will say this.
Did they have their meeting?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
Yes.
so there'll be an answer for
We're awaiting,
I can't speak for their timeline when you say is it forthcoming, but we had a conversation, and I think it was a productive discussion.
Yes.
And
As long as they had their meeting, that's good.
They had their meeting, they understood the task at hand, they considered it. I have not heard what their ultimate resolution was on that yet. That just happened the other evening, so I'm waiting for a report from the chair. And when that comes back, if there's any further action by this committee that's suggested by the agricultural committee, then we'll consider it here at the next meeting.
They were provided a draft, we're waiting for their input.
Okay, that's good. And that might be told to the committee by the next May meeting?
I hope so. Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. Ma'am? I'm sorry. Then you'll be next.
Valerie Tucci, resident. I was at the meeting. Can I talk?
Which meeting? Yeah,
The
the
ag
ag?
meeting.
I
Dave
wouldn't.
and I were there.
It
I
was
have a
public
different
meeting,
impression
so-
of the meeting.
It's whatever she stated, you were there, is it that you were there in the public watching? Yeah, so whatever she says is
Okay,
public.
just want to make sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's-
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I just would like to add my comments that my impression was a little different. I think we were told at the end of the meeting, both, that, that they were glad we came, because I have a similar situation behind me where people wanted to do a petting zoo.
Mhm.
And so that was one of the reasons why I went. And I think they were given information. I didn't have a great deal of, what shall I say, promise that there might be some material or discussion coming in the future. We'd been told that they had met with you, but there was no discussion of what you had said or what they had said. So I felt it was sort of an open, disappointing meeting. I'd also like to mention that since I have this petting zoo problem behind me, that are saying animal control officers there. And when a llama got hit, the people doing the petting zoo put a cover over the llama and basically heated it to the point that it died. And our animal control officer was not very helpful in that, nor was he when the cow ran across 523 and somebody had to get the cow. So you say you have no comments on the animal control officer. You haven't talked to the people who are trying. I admit, I do anything for an animal, so I'm not going to be, a farmer. But, his idea is usually, it's a farm. They can do whatever they want. When the cow got loose, we were told, I said, the fence isn't very good. He said, a farmer can put any kind of fence up. If I would do a swimming pool, I have to put a special fence up. So that's my impression.
Thank you.
Deb Klein, Township resident, also trustee for Friends of Locktown Stone Church.
Yes.
I know that we've had some correspondence from our chairman,
Yes.
Mark, and spoken
Yes.
with him. There's a number of requests that he's made to you.
Mm-hmm.
One particular that I would like to see if we can come to some solution on as a matter of urgency is the porta potty.
So I will be addressing that in executive session.
Okay.
So I'll be talking with the committee members about that.
All right. Will you be back in touch with Mark? Or
I'll let him know.
because-
I'll let him know. I don't think it's going to be an issue, but I'll let him know.
Okay. We have a music series starting in May 4th, monthly music series, so
Okay,
having a porta potty there
Would be.
greatly helps us out.
understood.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, hearing none, or seeing none, could get a motion to close public comment, please?
I'll make the motion. Second.
All those in favor? Aye. The one thing I just wanted to quickly address was I don't know what happened at the agricultural meeting, because I wasn't there, nor have I heard a report back from that. But prior to the meeting, it was my understanding from my conversation with the chairperson at the time, is that there are state level regulations that are very similar to the ones in which Mr. Torriello drafted in respect to the waste management associated with various farm animals. If we were to pass something, it would be my guess it would just be a consent ordinance, basically suggesting that we're going to abide whatever that the state regulators are suggesting is the proper means by which to manage animal waste. So that has two implications. Number one, the first one is the county really has the ability to police this whole thing currently. So I would suggest perhaps reaching out to the county to see if there's some way you could ask for them or whoever is in charge of that particular, policing that particular ordinance, to take a look at the farm to make sure they're abiding by the proper rules in respect to that law.
County Board of Health.
County Board of Health. The second thing is, what if we were to actually pass an ordinance that is similar to the state, then we have the ability to utilize our own zoning officer to do that. But I would think that going to the county would probably provide you with a lot more teeth against this particular issue at hand than our local zoning officer. So even if we pass something, it would probably be more optics, if you will, of you know, agreeing with the county on their particular position. But I think if I were a concerned resident, I might go to the county on that front.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
That was a recommendation that the ag board had on Monday.
Oh, okay.
Go to the county.
Okay, and like I mentioned, I think they're gonna have a lot more ability to get the result that you're looking for than we will. So, okay, I am going to, we're gonna go, I guess actually, did we close for public comment yet?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Oh, it's been a long night. Okay. Township committee comments?
Good, thank you.
Nothing?
Nothing more.
Dave?
No more.
I've talked enough tonight. I don't have any comments, so thank you folks for coming, really appreciate it. And if I could have a motion to go to executive session.
I'll make that motion.
To discuss contracts, personnel, and potential litigation.